This guard's a pain. He takes his job way too seriously.
Oh, allow me. Good day, officer. Washington asked me to watch the proceedings, and I need my associate with me.
Good.
Thank you.
Your Honor, defense can't just magically produce a piece of paper and call it evidence.
Your Honor, we have had investigators searching for further evidence because unlike the prosecution, we believe in getting the facts.
Yes.
Counselors will remember where they are.
If it pleases this court, with evidence proving that Lorenzo Alcazar is alive, I move that all charges against my client be dropped.
Hey, have a seat. Okay, can you think of one single reason why Elizabeth would want to meet with Alexis?
No, I have to ask
Okay,
her.
no. Save your breath. I already know. So according to my mother, Elizabeth trashed me. And she asked my mom to keep me away from you and your kids. Can you believe that? Like me, I'm some sort of a threat to her?
Elizabeth has no right dictating who I speak with.
Yeah, Lucky, this is the problem. Things have been sort of difficult between my mother and I since the whole Rick situation. And I just feel like if she goes around spreading these rumors and stirring things up, I'm really worried it's going to make things worse.
I'm sorry. I know you must be going through hell right now. And you don't need Elizabeth making things worse.
All right,
Don't draw attention.
Your Honor, this level of grandstanding is tantamount to a lie. We need experts to evaluate this so-called evidence to determine its authenticity before it's admitted into the trial.
The court calls a recess to consider this new information. The jury will proceed to the jury room, and I'll seek counsel in chambers.
I don't know where this came from, and I don't want to know. You just wish me luck. This may be the best shot we've got.
I did it. You're going to be on my dinner, and I'm buying.
Why would you risk going anywhere with him?
Lulu.
Everybody needs to take care of themselves and leave me alone.
Lulu.
Hey, you want me to go after her?
No, she's right. I've got no right offering advice to anyone.
Oh, Lucky, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I kind of feel like this is my fault if I hadn't asked you to come here. And you're going through so much already.
Hey, I'm glad you did. If Elizabeth caused any more problems between you and your mother, I'm really sorry.
Well, thank you, but it's not your fault.
I should go. You were probably sitting here getting some peace and quiet before I showed up. So.
Wait, Lucky. Thanks for coming by. I kind of feel like you and I were both going through so much pain right now. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like we understand each other.
To go to Venezuela, you could have been killed.
I told you I was going to save you, and I did.
And I told you to stay away from Jerry.
How about a simple thank you? Look, I'm sorry. He's the one that proved that Lorenzo is still alive.
There is no proof. It's fabricated.
Well, so what? It's a court of law. No one cares about the truth. All that matters is what the jury thinks.
All rise. The court is back in session in the matter of the state of New York versus Jason Morgan. Please be seated.
Having reviewed the new evidence and hearing arguments, the court concludes that the evidence can be admitted and considered, but does not negate the charges. So these proceedings will continue.
That's crazy.
Sit down.
Your Honor, Rick Lansing is trying to railroad an innocent man. Once married to Lorenzo Alcazar, and I would swear under oath that he hated Jason Morgan. He was passionate about destroying Jason, and if the new evidence proves that Lorenzo tried to frame Jason, then it is your responsibility to dismiss this case right now.
Your Honor, these are closed proceedings. This woman has not been sworn in, and she has no business being in this court.
Yeah, you wish, you pig.
Order, order! Please, everyone be quiet. Who is she?
Carly Corinthos Jacks, Your Honor. I will be calling her as a witness for the defense.
She'll have an opportunity to testify then, and you'll have an opportunity to present your new evidence that Lorenzo Alcazar is alive.
Thank you, Your
I
Honor.
object, Your Honor. That's prejudicial.
Counselors, approach the bench.
It's just my work.
I move to admit the alleged evidence now so that I can prove it false and we can move on. At the moment, it is the elephant in the middle of the room. As long as the jury is distracted by it, they need to see it for themselves.
Ms. Miller.
I have no problem with that, Your Honor.
Defense will briefly disclose the evidence, and I do mean briefly, Ms. Miller. Don't take advantage of my good faith.
Absolutely not, Your Honor. Defense Exhibit A. Bank transfers from Lorenzo Alcazar's personal bank accounts, dated days after his supposed death.
Your Honor, I'd like to remind the jury that I plan to refute these obviously forged documents till I've had adequate time to review them and also turn them over to experts as well.
So noted.
Thank you.
Defense Exhibit B, Your Honor. Photographs of Lorenzo Alcazar leaving one of his homes outside of Caracas, Venezuela. He is under constant government surveillance because of his suspected activities as an arms dealer. In one of those photographs, you will see Lorenzo Alcazar arriving at a local bank. Those are time-stamped by a closed-circuit surveillance camera, dated 2 days ago.
Your Honor, once again, I'd like to remind the jury that I plan to
Yes,
refute this
Mr.
particular...
Lansing, we get your point. You'll have the opportunity to study the evidence all you want, and copies will be provided to the jury pending further verification.
I object, Your Honor.
Mr. Lansing, you asked for it to be admitted. This is now evidence in a murder trial. The jury will be allowed to see it. That's my ruling. This court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Oh, Mr. Lansing. I owe you such a big thank you. By insisting that I present the Alcazar evidence at this juncture, you have given the jury that much more time to contemplate reasonable doubt.
Yeah, well, you know as well as your client does that that evidence was fabricated.
I'm happy to report I know no such
Really?
thing.
Well, let me fill you in. Alcazar's not moving money around Venezuela or anywhere else for that matter, Miss Miller. He's busy feeding the fish at the bottom of the harbor. That or he's packed neatly away in one of those crates of coffee beans that they import.
Well, it looks like you miscalculated.
Tomorrow I will prove that the evidence is fabricated as a desperate ploy on the part of the defense. Because Morgan is guilty.
You sure about that?
Come on. You don't believe this crap about Alcazar being alive?
Well, the man is a known arms dealer. It's reasonable to assume he's expert at dropping out of sight, crossing international borders without being detected. What's to stop him from faking his own death and framing Morgan in the process?
That's not the way Sonny and Jason think. Look, Alcazar was a constant threat. He needed to be eliminated.
You know, I find it very telling that you didn't invoke your star witness, Mr. Mancini, which means that the guy must have been a plant and you knew about it
Mr.
from the very
Mancini
beginning.
was a witness who came forward. We checked out his story. It was fine. That's the only reason that
Listen,
I
no more excuses, all right? The wheels are obviously coming off this bus, so it's time to start damage control.
I guess this is where you're going to threaten to take me off the case and put on Scott Baldwin, right?
What do you think I was doing during the recess? See, the only problem is Baldwin won't touch this case. He thinks it's unwinnable. So it is time for you to prove him wrong.
Did you see the look on the jury's face when Diane presented the evidence? They actually think Alcazar's
Yeah,
lying.
but it wasn't worth you risking your life.
What's the point of worrying? I'm home and I'm
The point
safe.
is you could have been hurt or killed, Carly.
I had to help you when I had the chance.